お休み前に英語で国内ニュースの時間です。今日の話題を英語でどうぞ。
Arab nations are maintaining a restrained stance on Iran, despite recent airstrikes on the UAE's Fujairah. Countries like Saudi Arabia criticize Iran, but are avoiding retaliation or cutting diplomatic ties. This cautious approach is due to fears that extreme pressure could lead to greater risks, such as refugee crises or regional instability.
A former commander of Iran's Revolutionary Guard warned that Japanese warships would be in danger if sent to the Strait of Hormuz. This follows U.S. President Donald Trump's suggestion for Japan and other nations to dispatch vessels to the area. The commander highlighted the significant risks of such a deployment.
TOSO has delayed the restart of its ethylene production facility, originally set for April 19th. This decision is due to difficulties in securing naphtha, a key raw material, amid the Middle East situation. Other Japanese chemical companies are also reducing ethylene output as the Strait of Hormuz shipping disruptions impact supply.
Japan's national land prices rose 2.8% as of January 1, 2026, the fifth consecutive annual increase. This marks the largest growth in 35 years since the bubble economy. The rise is fueled by strong demand in urban areas, including commercial properties, hotels, and residential zones, particularly in major cities and semiconductor investment regions.
Off Henoko, Okinawa, two boats carrying high school students capsized during a training trip, killing a student and the boat captain. The Coast Guard reported the second vessel overturned approximately 2 minutes after the first. The incident occurred near the U.S. Futenma Air Base relocation site.
The Tokyo District Court rejected a lawsuit that argued the legal ban on infertility surgery is unconstitutional. 5 women had sued the state, but the court ruled that Japan's constitution does not guarantee the right to receive infertility surgery. The decision upholds the current legal stance.
The Prime Minister has announced that he is not considering any further increases to the consumption tax. This statement clarifies the government's stance on future taxation policies. The Prime Minister reassured the public that there are no current plans for an additional consumption tax hike.
The Osaka High Court ruled that Shinji Awoba's withdrawal of his appeal in the Kyoto Animation arson and murder case is valid. Aoba, who received a death sentence, was deemed to have no issues with his judgment ability when withdrawing. The court rejected the defense's argument that the withdrawal was invalid.
Cuba's national power grid completely collapsed on March 16th, causing a nationwide blackout. The state power company confirmed the incident, affecting about 10 million people. This is Cuba's first countrywide power outage since the United States effectively halted its oil supplies.
4 fishermen have been confirmed dead following a collision between a cargo ship and a fishing boat. The incident occurred early on March 17th off Misawa, Aomori Prefecture. The 4 crew members were rescued from the sea unconscious, but their deaths were later confirmed.
次は社会のニュースです。
Japan's government is considering dispatching self-defense forces to the Strait of Hormuz. This follows U.S. President Trump's request for nations to send vessels. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi aims to decide Japan's direction before the Japan-U.S. summit on the 19th. Significant legal hurdles exist for deploying SDF to combat zones, prompting careful study.
2 boats carrying high school students on a training trip capsized off Henoko, Okinawa, near the Futenma Base relocation site. 2 people, including a student, died in the accident. The second boat overturned approximately 2 minutes after the first. Large waves are suspected as the cause of the capsizing.
Yurei Dam in Shinshiro City, Aichi Prefecture, has reached 0% water storage due to insufficient rainfall. This is the first occurrence since May 2019. As a vital source for the Toyokawa water supply, the dam could dry up in about 10 days without significant rain. 5 affected cities are requesting residents to conserve water overnight.
Chubu Electric Power dismissed an internal report from 2020 regarding seismic data irregularities at its Hamaoka nuclear power plant. The nuclear division's rebuttal, claiming rational explanations, was prioritized, causing the report to be overlooked. Management was not informed. The irregularities ultimately came to light in February 2025 following an external tip.
The Tokyo District Court dismissed a lawsuit by 5 women who claimed the legal prohibition of sterilization is unconstitutional. The court ruled that the Constitution cannot be said to guarantee the right to undergo sterilization. This decision upholds the current legal framework concerning such medical procedures.
The Osaka High Court ruled as valid the appeal withdrawal by death row inmate Shinji Aoba in the Kyoto animation, arson, and murder case. Aoba's defense claimed the withdrawal was invalid due to impaired judgment. However, the court found no issue with his capacity to make judgments, rejecting the defense's argument.
A cargo ship and a fishing boat collided off Misawa City, Aomori Prefecture, early on the 17th. All 4 male crew members of the fishing boat were thrown into the sea. Although rescued, they were unconscious. Authorities have now confirmed the deaths of all 4 crew members.
The Japan Fair Trade Commission, JFTC, has issued its first nationwide recommendation concerning retroactive price increases for raw materials. This significant action by the JFTC underscores its commitment to ensuring fair business practices throughout the country. The recommendation aims to prevent unfair burdens on companies from sudden cost adjustments.
The Prime Minister has announced that the government is not currently considering any further increases to the consumption tax. This statement aims to address public concerns about potential future tax hikes and provides clarity on the government's present fiscal policy. The focus remains on other economic strategies.
Atomic bomb survivor and historian Shigeaki Mori passed away on March 14th at age 88 in Hiroshima. He dedicated years to researching and memorializing American atomic bomb victims. Mori notably met then U.S. President Obama during his 2016 visit to Hiroshima, conveying his message that the tragedy of the atomic bomb knows no borders.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japan's official land prices, as of January 1st, 2026, rose by 2.8% nationwide. This marks the 5th consecutive year of increases, with the growth rate being the highest since the post-bubble period. A 35-year high demand was strong in urban areas like Tokyo and Osaka, but growth slowed in Nagoya and regional areas.
Prime Minister Takeichi addressed the House of Councilors Budget Committee regarding the situation in Iran. She stated that Japan must work to secure alternative sources for crude oil and other resources. This measure is crucial to prepare for a potential long-term escalation of the situation.
The Nikkei 225 stock average fell for a 4th consecutive day, closing at 53,700.39 yen. It softened after an initial rise, as rising crude oil futures weighed on investor sentiment. Persistent Middle East tensions caused this concern. The Topix index, however, rebounded.
Production of Waza beef potato chips has been temporarily halted due to difficulties in procuring heavy oil. This directly impacts the manufacturing process for the popular snack. The company is working to resolve the procurement issue to resume production as soon as possible, ensuring the continued availability of Waza beef.
Nissan announced the return of its SUV, the Murano, to the Japanese market. This reintroduction after 12 years will see the US-produced model launch in Japan in 2027. It will utilize new regulations for US-made passenger vehicles.
Japan's Cabinet Office reported a positive supply-demand gap of 0.2% for the October to December 2025 quarter. This is the first positive gap in 2 quarters, indicating a real annual demand surplus of about 1 trillion yen. This suggests demand now exceeds supply, moving Japan closer to overcoming deflation.
The Liberal Democratic Party and Nippon Ishin no Kai are arranging a party leader meeting for today, March 17th. Prime Minister Takaichi and Representative Yoshimura will discuss how to proceed with reducing the number of House of Representatives seats. This reduction was part of their coalition agreement.
The Prime Minister announced a new department will be established within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Its role will be peace mediation. This decision was made with the ongoing Gaza situation in mind, aiming to strengthen Japan's diplomatic efforts in conflict resolution.
The government has approved an amendment to the Foreign Exchange and Foreign Trade Act. This aims to strengthen the system for strictly screening foreign investments. The policy will establish a Japan CFIUS modeled after the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment, enhancing national economic security.
Toyota announced it will mass-produce water electrolysis devices for hydrogen production by 2029. This aims to advance decarbonization. A demonstration unit, developed with Toyota Corporation, produces 96 kilograms of hydrogen per hour. Toyota also plans larger devices for overseas markets, promoting wider hydrogen utilization.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
The 2026 World Baseball Classic final is set, USA versus Venezuela. Venezuela secured their spot by defeating Italy in the semifinals held on the 17th. Italy, which had a remarkable run in the tournament, was eliminated. This sets up an exciting championship showdown between the United States and Venezuela, promising a thrilling conclusion to the global baseball event.
Italy's impressive World Baseball Classic run ended in the semifinals. On March 16th, they lost 2-4 to Venezuela in Miami, missing their first-ever final. The Italian team was reportedly stunned by the late comeback defeat. Despite their elimination, the stadium showed warm applause for their exciting performance. The WBC final is now confirmed between the USA and Venezuela.
Yu Darvish, an advisor for the Japan World Baseball Classic team, spoke out on X, formerly Twitter, about their elimination on March 17th. He expressed his sadness, saying his heart aches. Darvish praised the players' efforts and thanked manager Ibata. He also mentioned gaining valuable experience in his challenging advisory role, hoping for a stronger win in the next tournament.
Samurai Japan is actively seeking a successor for manager Hirokazu Ibata, whose term ends in May. After their 2026 WBC quarterfinal exit, the focus is on upcoming international tournaments, including the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics qualifiers. Former manager Hideki Kuriyama, who led Japan to the 2023 WBC title, is a strong candidate. The role requires extensive scouting and player selection.
Before a WBC game in Miami on March 7th, Venezuela's manager Omar Lopez made an unusual plea to reporters. He asked them not to inquire about his country's political situation, stating he is a baseball coach, not a politician. Lopez explained this in both Spanish and English, as he had faced daily political questions, particularly regarding Venezuela's travel restrictions under the Trump administration.
On March 16th, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts announced that Yoshinobu Yamamoto will be the team's opening day pitcher for the second consecutive year. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani, having completed his World Baseball Classic duties, rejoined the Dodgers for team practice on the same day. This marks an exciting start to the season for both star players with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yomiuri Giants rookie left-hander Kazuyuki Takamaru, a first-round draft pick, will be the opening day starter on March 27th. This is the first time in 64 years a Giants rookie will get the nod. Manager Abe confirmed the decision. Takamaru was chosen after ace Yori Yamazaki's sudden withdrawal, likely due to his strong preseason performance and limited opponent scouting data.
Seiya Suzuki, who injured his right knee during the World Baseball Classic, rejoined his MLB team, the Chicago Cubs, at their camp on March 16th. He is scheduled to undergo a detailed medical examination of his right knee on the same day to assess the extent of the injury. Fans await news on his condition as the season approaches.
On the 9th day of the Spring Grand Sumo Tournament, Sekiwake Kirishima defeated Magashira Daisho. This crucial victory maintained Kirishima's excellent record of only one loss. With this win, Kirishima officially secured his Kachikoshi, meaning he has achieved a majority of wins in the tournament, a significant milestone for any sumo wrestler.
Rui Hachimura of the NBA's Los Angeles Lakers scored 6 points in their recent game against the Rockets. With this victory, the Lakers extended their impressive winning streak to 6 games. On March 16th, the Lakers, currently third in the Western Conference, faced the fourth-place Rockets in a tight matchup, further solidifying their position.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
The Taliban interim government reported on March 16th that the Pakistani military bombed a hospital in Kabul, Afghanistan. A deputy spokesperson stated on X that at least 400 people were killed. However, Pakistan denied targeting a hospital, claiming their strike aimed at terrorist facilities. This incident raises serious international concerns.
President Trump expressed dissatisfaction with allies on March 16th, urging them again to secure the Strait of Hormuz. With the ongoing Iran war disrupting oil markets and global shipping, President Trump stated that Iran is nearly devastated. He emphasized the need for international cooperation in the region.
President Trump announced on March 16th that he requested a 1-month delay for his planned visit to China and summit with President Xi Jinping. Originally set for late March, the postponement is due to President Trump needing to remain in the U.S. to manage ongoing military operations related to Iran.
Cuba experienced a complete national power grid collapse on March 16th, impacting about 10 million people. This is the first nationwide blackout since the U.S. effectively blocked oil supplies. While some blame aging infrastructure, Cuban officials attribute the crisis to U.S. economic sanctions, exacerbating fuel shortages and soaring prices.
Russia's military invasion of Ukraine continues with ongoing fighting between Russian and Ukrainian forces across the country. Many civilians are evacuating abroad as the conflict persists. Developments on March 17th include discussions on global energy markets and diplomatic efforts to address the escalating situation.
The Israeli army announced on March 16th the start of a ground operation in southern Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah strongholds. This limited, targeted action has raised international concerns about a potential larger invasion. Clashes between Israel and Hezbollah resumed after U.S. and Israeli military attacks on Iran in February.
Iran launched a new attack on the United Arab Emirates, targeting oil facilities for the second consecutive day. This escalation raises concerns about regional stability and global energy supplies. International observers are closely monitoring the situation as tensions continue to rise in the Middle East.
Concerns are rising that a prolonged blockade of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran could severely damage fragile emerging economies. Experts initially believed a blockade was unlikely, but recent large-scale attacks have changed this view. Such a long-term disruption would have significant negative impacts on the global economy.
The International Energy Agency, or IEA, stated on March 16th that it might release additional oil reserves if necessary. This would be in addition to the record release agreed upon last week. IEA Executive Director Birol emphasized that reopening the Strait of Hormuz is key to stabilizing global energy markets.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Singer-songwriter Masashi Sada will become a visiting professor at Fukuoka International Music University, opening in April. He also composed the university's school song, debuting at the April 8th opening ceremony. His appointment is due to his friendship with the university's president. This is Fukuoka Prefecture's first four-year music university.
Freelance announcer Hiroshi Ikushima will return to radio on a new cultural broadcasting program in April. He had suspended activities since January last year due to compliance violations. His new show starts April 5th. Cultural Broadcasting met with him last summer and ensured he took harassment training before his return.
AI technology is greatly affecting the film industry. The 98 Academy Awards, held March 15th, explicitly allowed AI use. AI actors are emerging, potentially changing production. For instance, Michael B. Jordan reportedly won Best Actor for The Sinners, playing twins with visual effects and AI face replacement.
In the trial of Shinji Saito, former Jungle Pocket member, accused of non-consensual sexual intercourse, the victim's mother testified. She said her daughter is still suffering. Saito, 43, is accused of sexually assaulting a woman in her 20s in July 2024. He pleaded not guilty.
Actor Buntaro Aoyagi passed away on February 16th at 70 from ischemic heart disease. His agency announced it on the 17th. Aoyagi appeared in works like Tokugawa Ieyasu and Harrow. He was also known for his role as the Kenman detective in Himitsu no Kenman Sho Kiwami.
Manga writer Majiro Kaname passed away in February. Monthly Shonen magazine announced it on the 17th. Kaname was the original author of Doku wo Kurawaba Sakura Maid. He was working on the 14th chapter, but the series will now conclude with its 13th chapter due to his passing.
Anime director Tsutomu Shibayama has passed away at the age of 84. Shibayama was known for directing many popular animated works. His most memorable works include the Doraemon movie series and Nintama Rantaro. His contributions to the animation industry were significant and widely appreciated by fans.
Director Hayao Miyazaki's works, expressing the worlds of his animation films like My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away in three-dimensional boxed dioramas, will be exhibited. These unique creations, offering a new perspective on his animated worlds, were revealed to the press on the 17th.
Shogi player Sota Fuji Kyo defeated Yasuhisa Masuda Hachidan in the fourth game of the 51st Kyo-sen series, Fuji holding 6 titles, won with 126 moves, tying the series at 2-2. The series now goes to a decisive 5th game. Fuji aims for his 4th consecutive Kyo title.
Shingo Murakami first commented on Matsuko Deluxe's condition during Getsuyo Kara Yofukashi, where she was absent on March 16th. Matsuko previously revealed emergency neck surgery and hospitalization. Murakami lightheartedly explained her surgery, stating she confirmed everything below the neck is fine.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。